Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the thriller Ghost Trail, and this is from writer-director Jonathan Millet, and this film focuses on the story of Hamid, who joins a secret group tracking Syrian regime leaders on the run. His mission takes him to France, pursuing his former torturer for a fateful confrontation. And this film is an intense and enthralling and complex thriller that's bits of crime and espionage. You have Hamid, played by Adam Bessa, at the core of this film. And so much of this film would not work if it weren't for Bessa, who delivers a nuanced, a layered, a complex performance that feels so authentic and real. This does not look like acting at all. It feels like a natural reaction in the moment to the world around the character of Hamid. And there's emotion, there's complex feelings, and we get all that. And this central performance anchors this film down in such an effective and impactful kind of way. Because if you didn't have that central performance that really anchors us into this, we could be lost in the grander scale of what's going on here. This film takes place during a certain complex time, and you spend time in France. You talk about Germany, and you have elements of the Middle East, of Lebanon, and you just have this whole entire bigger perspective on what's really going on. And I think Millet does such a great job of directing this film. It's down to the little elements. It's the subtleties, it's the small choices that really stand out in this film. It's not like the big kinds of expressions. This film is very subtle and intense and enthralling in what it's trying to do. It's not trying to do too much that's big and melodramatic and over top. This is very raw, very authentic kind of experience you feel lived in watching this film. And there's so many thematic complexities to this, because does Hamid do what he perceives as right, or do what others have expectations of? You have Hamid doing the stalking of this man, who he has all these suspicions about. And that looms. And the camera work really works so well, because there are tracking shots. There's unique shots in specific places where you wouldn't expect to get that camera eye lens. And also this POV elements as well that you could tell Millet was practicing and playing around with. That's very intense and leaves a lot of mystery floating around in terms of this story. There's a subtlety and intensity and a rawness to the cinematography in this film. It's very much feeling we're just capturing. Olivier Boonjing, who is the cinematographer, does a lot of heavy lifting of really selling the camera movements and the POV stalking types elements. Obviously, if you're a fan of Halloween, you get that feeling for sure. Here, it's that looming. It's that following of these characters, the paranoia that sets in, the baggage of all of the loss that so many people have experienced and bring emotions into this situation. And it's the complexities of, like, what will Hamid do with this man right in front of him that he's been watching and watching and watching. And this film navigates immigration and the complexities of today's landscape. This film doesn't shy away from challenging elements and getting you there along the way. And I feel like this film is so rich and so dense in terms of its themes and ideas, that this is certainly one that you'll probably go back to, because really trying to process all the emotions that are going on and different layers, who can know what, and finally stripping that away and putting people on a level playing field, and seeing how Hamid meets this man, this torturer of him. And it's such an interesting dynamic, and it's not probably what you expect, but this film packs a lot. A big punch for something so subtle and so perceivingly easy to get away with. And the stalking, the confrontations that Hamid and this man finally have are so rich and have so many layers. It's engrossing, it's engaging. This film really knocks it out of the park with all the subtleties, the sharpness, the technical prowess that brings this film together. And this is one of those kinds of films where it'll sit with you, and you might come back to it. But this is certainly one that puts you on edge, doesn't take it easy, and shows a lot of complexities in terms of situations like this. But those are my thoughts on Ghost Trail. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in, supporting your Wasteland reviewer.